up, what up, what up? We coming to you live from the Valley of Fire out here in Las Vegas. And this is Theorematic, and I'm here with the chef. Not Raekwon, but still the chef.
What up, what up? It's Lea, Lit Vegan Kitchen.
We taking y'all back to Detroit. Y'all can't stay out here. Y'all gotta go back to Detroit. It's cool though. Enjoy that view though. Made you want to get into cooking, not only cooking, cooking, vegan.
Right.
What was the motivation?
What was the motivation? Love was the motivation.
Oh,
actually,
love.
Yes, love was the motivation. So I transitioned into veganism, and then...
That's a word, veganism?
Veganism.
It's real, like, okay.
Yeah, well, there's vegan, and then, you know, all the isms
of things. All right.
But it's a veganism. And I had family reach out. One particular family member, she was diagnosed with MS, and she's like, I gotta change my diet. She saw how much I had transformed through being vegan, and she asked me to come out to her house in Lansing and cook for her. And well, really it was to teach her how to cook, but I got there and she was off doing her own thing, and I ended up making all this food for her, just to kind of get her to open up to vegan food.
Right, just seeing the possibilities of just rice
what you can do.
And French fries or whatever.
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, all you eat is sides. And I'm like, no, you can have, I think I made her some like fresh raw collard wraps and some jackfruit, which is still pretty big, which is this huge breadfruit.
Yeah. I see them at the store all the time, and I want to buy one, but I know I'm just going to waste it.
Yeah, no, we'll get you one. But so I made her all these things, and it was straight out of love. Like, I didn't go out there like, oh, I'm about to make this money or anything. I was just like, okay, like, you're my family. I love you. I want you to be healthy. So I went out and I cooked for her, and she was like, whoa.
Just like that, whoa.
Pretty much. And she's like, you should consider starting a business. Because at that point, I was involved wholly in community work. Okay. And trying to figure out where I was at and what I was gonna do. And I was very strong in my veganism but it was more for myself. And then when I realized that I could share it with other people and that it could be shared through food, and that it was really just my expression of love, that's when the business started. And I started what I created was I started on Instagram with Lea's Kitchen Chronicles. Okay. And I would just try out these different recipes and just put it out there, and people would start liking it. And I'm like, oh, people like this kind of thing. Right. And then she said, start a business. And I was like, all right. And she became one of my first clients. And I was driving out to Lansing a couple times a month to cook for her and her husband, who happens to be a big motivational speaker. It's our family. So, that's how I got started. Lit Vegan Kitchen.
So what was life before that? Like, were you trying to be off somewhere in the corporate world, or what was it?
So I went through a whole awakening, right? I was working in property management, which is a family business. Okay. And then I just was like, I'm not really happy here. I feel so scheduled and routine. I was just like, I want to have some more freedom. And at that point, I was also doing part-time community work, like frontline activist work. Right. So out, canvassing the streets and trying to get people to be more politically aware. And then I learned about vegetarian and veganism through friends, and that were very strong in activism. And I started to slowly transition, and then it just... So the cooking really didn't start until you went over to that side? No, I mean, I started a little bit when I was eating meat. I started cooking just a little bit and getting a little creative in the kitchen. And then when I changed to vegan, I was like, okay, I don't know what to eat or what to do. And so I had to explore that whole realm on my own and start just experimenting. And then, yeah, 4 years in, then it became a thing to cook for people. But I had never thought about cooking for people, like, ever.
Especially making money off of it. Like,
I was the person at the cookout where it was like, I'm gonna bring the ice.
Some cups and some ice.
And then it turned into, why not? Because I just loved being vegan so much. And I knew what it could do for people. So I'm like, let me just share it through love and just do it. And
so what is your approach? Because a lot of people cook vegan, vegetarian, whatever. So what is your approach to it to kind of make it different but still edible and taste good?
Sure. So I try to make food that's relatable.
Okay.
So it's things that are familiar to the eye and familiar to the mind, because the mind is like the biggest thing that you got to overcome when you transition.
Right.
Creating better habits, but you got to trick yourself pretty much, because we've been programmed to believe that we got to eat all this meat and this processed stuff. So that's my thing. I like to pull people in with the relatable food.
Right.
Get you to come to me, and then once you're here with me, then it's different. Once you're in this space with me and you're in this love energy, and it's like, okay, you're more open.
Right.
And then
I trust you.
Right.
I don't normally eat that, but you say it's going to be good. Yeah. Give me a piece.
Exactly. And my thing is, you don't have to just be vegan right there on the spot, but open up your mind and try something. Try something different. And then I think that planting that little seed can help grow into something bigger, and people are more open, able to be more aware of other things. And when you go into veganism, it's about your intention. Are you going to be this skinny, healthy, whatever person? Are you doing it because you respect the planet and animals and whatever? And I think that kind of bridges off. But for Lit Vegan Kitchen, I just want it to be an inclusive space for everyone.
Right.
I don't want it to be this, you gotta be this super raw, alkaline, SEBI approved.
Not a
vegan.
Preachy place, just a chill place.
It's about love. It's about oneness. It's about a particular type of energy and connection. So I don't want it to be this differentiation between everybody. I want to have something for everyone. So even with this upcoming menu, I have something that's alkaline. I have something that's for the more early transitional vegan, so like the vegan ribs and stuff like that. Right. I have something for like the in-betweener, which is like an eggplant, bacon wrap, and fruit salad and stuff. So
just different levels.
Exactly.
You come in here, you come, I got you. All right. So now Lit Vegan Kitchen.
Yeah.
It's, you kind of first started off by actually going to cook for people. Right. And you said that got kind of overwhelming just because it was just you.
Yes.
And it's hard to be making food, packing it up, driving and dropping it off. Yeah. And this is all before like Uber Eats and stuff. So it wasn't like you can just say, take this over there.
Exactly.
So you kind of more transition into doing the pop-ups.
Right.
And that's where you at right now.
Yes. So started with meal prep, and I had quite a few clients actually. Then it went into people asking me, well, we want to try your food, but I can't afford, a $200 meal prep plan or whatever. So we want more opportunities to try the food. So I started with the pop-ups, and that's just been a continuous thing. Moving forward, I mean, the goal has always been for it to be a space.
Brick and mortar, your own spot, the little name.
Yeah.
With the Lit Kitchen, would it like keep going, like it's blinking like lit, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe, I don't know exactly what it's called, because I don't know if it's called Lit Vegan Kitchen.
Okay, right now, just the pop-up part of it is Lit, okay.
Yeah, because it's more about living in transition, and I want to how we've got like rehabs and stuff for people. I would love to have a space, a sacred space for people to transform and transition, right? So, but I want it to be all encompassing, and I want it to be mind, body, spirit, right? So it's a wellness center, rehabilitation,
I was trying to put like
transformation space.
Vegetation and rehabilitation, and then take the vegetation type you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, don't be trying to steal this, because we're going to trademark it. It's like a vegetation spot. So you're going in like, this vegetation.
There you go.
It'll look sweet on some shirts too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? it's all about the merch. I mean, that's how you make that money on the side right
for
there.
real. No, I like that.
So you got one coming up. It'll happen before this probably airs, but you're gonna have more of them.
Yeah.
So this one, where do you have them at? Like just.
So I started actually at More Herbs, which is a Moorish marketplace in Detroit. They serve alkaline waters. They make in-house herb supplements, or really just food and nutrition in capsule form, with fresh holistic herbs, and they sell all plant-based foods. So when I first was looking for a pop-up space, people kept telling me more herbs, and then I went up there and I met with the couple that owns it, and it was like immediate connection. Built with their family. We had a business partnership for a while, and we still partner in different ways. So that's where I'm at. And then this is the new space, Brightmoor Artisan Collective, and they've got a grassroots kind of community energy here. So they
I even see. I mean, I don't know. Behind here, they have like. What you call that?
It's a garden.
Yeah, garden. I don't know why I keep like the word garden, but it's a garden. They got like a couple of plots.
Garden.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I think it's another organization that they partner with that has that space in the back, and then.
But it's like a co-op, everybody shared type of thing. Okay.
Exactly, and they've got community space here. The whole kitchen, they do classes for the youth, and I think they got the garden beds up there in the front. On the side, they got a little outdoor space, and in the cafes, community cafe, people can actually come in, do work here for hours, and then they'll give you money towards buying things at the cafe.
Whoa.
So it's very grassroots, very community oriented, which is 100% like Lit Vegan Kitchen and me. So
it's a perfect matchup.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got to talk about? Because when we get done with this, we'll go in there and then you can break down some of the dishes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to think that we missed something. We had a good flow going there.
Well, what does Lit Vegan Kitchen mean? That's what I did want to put on the record.
Oh,
I kind of talked about that, with it being not a place for like all these different type of, you're not this vegan, you're not that type of vegan, for it to be inclusive. But Lit Vegan Kitchen, I started it, I wanted it to be an acronym for something. I was trying to find an acronym for my name, and then I was like, I think that's a little too...
A little too much?
A little too a little too narcissistic, Leah. Come on, let's come up with something. But it does start with an L, okay? Lit Vegan Kitchen stands for living in transition.
Okay.
But it's also lit, like it's light-filled, like it's energetic, it's love, it's all of that.
I'm not too old. I know what lit means.
Yeah, well, I know. But you know, some people don't. You know, I got
that's true.
Older people coming to my pop and they're like, LIT, Vegan Kitchen. And I'm like, all right, we getting there.
We get there.
I mean, it's LIT, living in transition, but, it's lit,
It's lit.
Yeah.
So it's a place you can come, feel comfortable, nobody passing judgments.
Right.
I'm not more vegan than this vegan.
Right, because everybody has their own journey.
Right.
Everybody has their own journey, and everyone has to do their journey in their time. And they're going to learn in their time. All you can do is plant your seeds, and then people will come to you.
Literally, we plant
seeds. Yeah, plant the seed, and they will come, and they will get watered. And every time somebody tries something new vegan, I love it. Or anytime I go somewhere and people find out I'm vegan and they want to talk to me about what they ate that day. And, I had some
try
vegetables.
to impress you.
Yeah, I had this thing, I had some salad earlier. Yesterday I ate more fruit. And I love it because it makes you feel like you are being held accountable. And so that's beautiful because it's about you and it's about your wellness journey. It's also about the environment. We want to treat Earth. This is our home. We want to treat it like we love it. We want to treat it with love. And the animals, I love animals.
Well, it's just like global warming and just by all the animals taking up so much space.
Sure. Last week it was winter. Today it's summer. Literally 80 degrees.
So it's definitely having an effect, regardless if you want to look at it, if you want to accept it, if you want to, But it's a trained way. Like you grew up, you got the fast food.
Yeah.
You got the breakfast, you got the bacon, the eggs, sausages, everybody is used to doing that. So it's hard for a lot of people to break that cycle.
It's a problem. And another reason why, too, was for the babies.
Okay.
You know, and this is why I incorporate Jack. Because she's a vegan.
Okay.
She's a little vegan. But I just want, the cycle has to start with her generation. And her generation, they're coming in and they've got the solutions for all this stuff. So all we can do is provide the environment for them to keep that cleanliness of their mind, body, and spirit, and keep planting our little seeds in them. And, you know, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna know how to fix all this stuff. So, all right, so this is my assistant, Jack.
Hello.
And we are gonna share with you our raw vegan cheesecake.
Which is very delicious.
It's for transitional people looking for delicious desserts made from nuts, walnut crust, cashew filling with mangoes and pineapples, and it's delicious.
This is our pineapple barbecue ribs made with seitan.
We also have a mac and cheese on a bed of kale salad. We always incorporate fresh greens in our meals.